Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute since I've been on. I told you guys I was taking me a little break so that I can have my shows the way I want them to be and to welcome you guys back with a little bit of light and love. So, hearts, light and love to everybody. I wanted to make sure our daily Illumination show was going to be good and make sure the content was presented to you guys in a professional manner and make sure that we all become more illuminated day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. And some of that sometimes is starting to take care of ourselves. So I took time off. Okay? So I figured it would be a good thing. So with that being said, I am your talk show host, Cece, and I am also your Illuminated host for today. So, our daily illumination is something I've developed and decided to do because I felt it was important for all of us to get to know each other, get to know ourselves, know our worth, and know who we are as an illuminated bunch. Okay? Right here on this YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Bigo, Clubhouse, Freaks, all right, and in real life. I'm also your HR Wellness Life Coach certified and Wellness Coach certified and soon to be divorce coach certified. Okay. So with that being said, we'll start by taking a deeper walk into our path and our journey to the better version of ourselves. And part of that is illuminating and elevating to the better version of our I Am Illuminated version of the self. Okay. And with that being said, that takes practice, precision, and it takes the outer version of ourselves. We also have to look at the inner version of ourselves and what we present to the world at large. All right. So when we think about this, we have to begin to cultivate the mind and elevate and build. And that means mental build, emotional build, behavioral build, and also professional and personal build. Okay. So that's a master class in of itself, and as well a journey to abundance, advancement, unity, and internal, external, and also into this world as we present the self. Okay. It does not mean you have to be perfect over your lifespan, but at least learn something, get up, get out, and do something. Don't let the world pass you by. Continue to remain illuminated no matter what you're going through. Okay? So, with that being said, in our given lifespan and in our lifetime, let's move forward in progressive grace, tolerance, and growth, and build and elevate to our higher form of the version of oneself. Okay? So, let's tune in each time we have an episode to the Illuminations of the Day, daily illumination for the soul, and also building sessions that help us to think better, do better, and with the power to do more with Talk Radio Diva. I figured it would be great for you guys to learn something, but make it fun and an educational, teachable moment. All right? Because I heard something around these groups and stuff about teachable moments. Everybody gets a chance to make a mistake and learn. All right? So nobody's perfect. So those chatty patties that like to do that, maybe they could learn something instead of being obnoxious. So, and we're also going to do a lesson today too. So, for my students, you guys are welcome to come in and things like that, but don't interrupt my show until I tell you can come on and speak. And also those that are coming into the clubhouse, you are welcome to come in, have a seat. I'll let you know, mute your mics and everything else. And then those that are on the Twitter Spaces, same thing. Come in, sit down, mute your mics, and make sure that you guys understand my ground rules, which we'll go over in just a second, and then we'll get to the rest of it. So we got a 4-part illumination for the soul today. So yay! As well as we have a level layer of, normally I do a double header, but we're going to do a 4-part illumination because I've been gone for a little while, so I figured I'd give you guys a lot of my time. All right. So with that being said, we're going to be doing page 49, A Great Fortune in the Hands of a Fool is a Great Misfortune. That's by Anonymous. Then we're going to do the other one, which is the one for the day prior, which is Love is a Friendship that has caught fire. It is quite understanding, mutual confidence, sharing, and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad time. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. That's page 39, Ann Landers. And then we have the next one, which is fame usually comes to those who are thinking about something else. Oliver Wendell Holmes, page 27. And we're going to build further from the prior illumination. And it's interesting to build on. And it was the most important one, which is page 19. Lions don't sleep on the opinions of other sheep. Okay, so when we think about lions don't sleep over the opinions of sheep, all right, that's the short version of it. So that's author unknown, it's page 19. So I want you guys to pick up your daily illuminations, pick that up on Amazon or other such outlets that sell it. And it's not that much money. It is great. It's good for your mind, especially when you're going through things, ups and downs. And I think it's great recommended reading. So I'll put that on my recommended books for you guys, as well as stuff from Enterprise PLR. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the illuminations, all right? So let's start off with some rules and etiquette, and then we're going to go from there. All right, so make sure you guys pick up this book, and as well as your First Testament, which is another great book. We'll talk about that a little later. All right, because we're going to be starting to do both at the same time. Okay, but I really think that Illuminations is a great start for beacons or anybody that's learning how to be the better version of themselves and getting to know themselves. So this will be a great start. Your testament will be something you read personally, privately, and get to know things and learn yourself and learn your worth. And, you'll do better. So with that being said, I want to make sure to show etiquette, and then we're good to go. All right? So we all know my ground rules. No photographs. That includes screenshots, no trolling, no level of bot farm, troll farm, harassment, no level of disrespect will be tolerated. Understanding will be blocked, muted, and reported for repeat, offensive, out of line, out of context behavior, or off-topic or non-conducive disruptive behavior. If you so much as cuss, you will be booted. You will be asked to leave live if you excessively curse or even so much as drop one curse word. If you are going to be in the chat, you will only misspell your curse words. But even at that, I don't approve of that, so do not do it. I try not to do it myself. As I told you guys, I don't want to have the potty mouth on here, and I think that's a good thing. All right? Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to this live, and follow at Talk Radio Diva, at Dawn Diva Coaching, IMCC Coaching, and Team World Online on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and like I told you guys, I want to make sure that you guys understood that this is a professional platform at all point in times. And after the show, we'll ask some important questions, and then I'll have community link questions and things like that, which will be posted. I know I told you guys how to do it, but I wanted to make sure that we got everything out the way first. So get that out the way. And again, you guys know how to call. And we know about the love offerings. And you're able to call in 515-602-9765 or cash out love offerings, IMCC Coaching, Dawn Diva Coaching, Team World Online, Talk Radio Diva. With Talk Radio Diva, the power to do more, log on to talkradiodiva.com if you want to make a donation to any of the businesses or whatnot. And you are more than welcome to book your interviews on the show as well when we have a regular normal shows, and that's talkradiodiva.com. So that's that. And just so for the people in the back who don't understand rules and regulations, I'll make sure it's up here for you guys as well. And then we're good. And repeat habitual obnoxious behavior will be discussed behind closed doors on each platform. All right, so we've got all the ground rules. Let's make sure you got them. All right, cool. Couple of signal issues and problems, but you guys know what it is. I'll be changing my cable company and removing them and suing them because the same obnoxious imbecile keeps doing the same exact thing and will be going to court, and then he will be sued and will be terminated from his job. The obnoxious antics need to quit. So that's it on that. So those are the ground rules. Also, I'll be separating from a narcissistic jerk, and I will be suing him for damages for every time he disrupts my stuff with the BS. And the cable company will subsequently sue. Okay, so we also have coaching classes and things like that you're able to take and whatnot. So you guys know that. And if I was married, I'll be filing for divorce. And if it was for an engagement, the answer is no. And I'll be still suing for all the damages and the provoking gaslight. So I want you guys to understand what I'm going through with it. I'm not just wealthy, well-connected jerk. And he will be going to jail. I will be pressing charges. And let's see, enterprise PLR. You guys can get all those type of different things in the mega packs, the books, bundles, and things like that. So you guys know all about that. And I think we're good to go as far as that's concerned. And let's see. Let's talk about some couple of things that we do offer as well for design services, and we'll talk about that a little later, but I want to show you some things so you guys can see exactly what we have to offer in our giveaway. Just want to see that. I'm going to take myself off the screen right quick so you guys can see it, and I'll discuss it in just a moment. So that is our IAM hashtag giveaway. And I want you guys to know all about that. So enter to win, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will be entered to win. And then put pound IAM or pound IAM somebody or IAM CC, pound IAM CC on there. And then you are more than welcome to enter the hashtag giveaway. Again, I'll take this off the screen for you guys to see that. And again, these are daily illuminations for the soul. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into what we have to offer as far as services and products and services. As far as design, I have a lot of different things to offer you guys. So, if you guys need to book any design services, you're able to get that from me. I want you guys to check this out. We do a lot of logo and logo templates, designs, and whatnot. And these are examples of what we do. So, I want you guys to see all of that. Okay. And this is what we're giving away. So you'll be getting that, and that is the custom box set for you guys. And you'll be getting those type of products and services being entered to win, or you'll be getting different things such as logos and whatnot. Let me go ahead and remove that. Give you an example, things that we design. That is my corporation, but I want to give you guys an example of design work that I do. Also, if you need any business services and management as well, and learning how to do business, I will teach you how to have and run a successful business. And if you guys need any type of marketing services, design, ad decks, and things like that, you can get that from Don Diva Marketing. And check out our design services that we do there. And also, if you need a public speaker or any speaking engagements, Don Diva Enterprises, we do all that. And that is a Don Diva Marketing, Don Diva Enterprises Holdings Company Corporation. So as you can see, the quality of work. And we have over 2,500 designs worth over 20,000 to choose from your style of different types of work and bodies of work from Don Diva Enterprises and Design Services in conjunction with Don Diva Marketing and Fashionista Brands. Also, if you are a designer and want to do internship, you are welcome to come forward and we'll give you a letter of recommendation and whatnot. Also, if you need logos and book covers and things like that, we do all of that. So there's the logos that we do. You may book me on Fiverr, and those are examples. Book cover designs. We do all of that, and you book me on Fiverr. Okay? So that's that for shameless plugs. Let's get into the illumination for today. All right? And again, we are on our live show. We are also on our Don Diva Enterprises Clubhouse. You must follow us, get to know us, and know all about our different services and products. And you will see some lives there, and you can hit the instant live replay. All right? So let's get into it. All right. Let's start off with our first illumination. A great fortune in the hands of a fool is a great misfortune. That is correct. So that is page 49. Let's go to it. So, a great fortune in the hands of a fool is a great misfortune. That's by Anonymous. So, this illumination is regarding wealth and becoming wealthy or walking into our light and working into abundance, advancement, unity, and things like that. And sometimes when you gain wealth, you have to remember to keep your good, clean sense that God gave you. Okay? Wealth befalls the foolish and the wise, but only the wise are able to keep it. A person who lacks an understanding of money's consequences is like a child prince who inherits a kingdom, a slave to whims, easily manipulated and quick to fall from power. So when we think about this, what does that say? It means that we have to be not a fool and his or her money is soon parted, but a wise person and having money, your money will become long and it will last everlasting and generational wealth. Okay. So when we think about all these things, a quick fall from power to obtain riches but lose it all for more painful than never having riches at all. So here's the thing. And of all of that, when we gain money or get money or we acquire things, right? Or we are blessed and bestowed with the opportunity to gain money, right? With that opportunity gets great levels of wisdom, meaning we have to use our greatest mind's eye, our consequential levels of understanding of the power of money. It means that with great money, you get great respect, you get power and all the things like that, right? So it's just like I said, you have to understand money, and money doesn't grow on trees, but at the same time of the day, it's like time is money. You have to understand that your knowledge and your wisdom of understanding how that works and being able to maintain it, although you have it, either you're a spendthrift or you're going to be someone who's good at money management. So money matters, just like we have those different things that Don Diva, a credit repair, and things like that, the Money Matters program that we'll be doing. So we have to learn wealth and asset management. Whether you have a large amount of wealth, whether you have a small amount of wealth, it's still a resource. And if you value the amount of money that you have, whether it's a small amount, whether it's a large amount, everybody doesn't have the same amount. But the thing is what you do with it. Okay. So that's what I mean by resource and a fool in his money or fool in her money is important. The thing is, you have to be wise and make wise decisions. And be careful of those around you who will come around you as soon as that you have something, but think about where were they when you didn't have anything. So that's another thing. So fool in his money or fool in her money is important. But the thing is, if you are not a fool and you are a wise soul, you will learn how to wealth and asset manage or manage the resource that you have or given. Okay. So if you currently lack wealth, consider it a temporary blessing because more money, more problems, correct? So when we think about this, use this time as your prequel to the sequel to success, money, abundance, unity, advancement for anybody out there that becomes chosen to have more than the rest, okay? Because we're all on different levels playing with different devils, okay? It does not mean that everybody's a devil worshiper and things like that. You can if you want to. You can't serve two masters, okay? You serve the Lord, that's fine. It's whatever your choice is, but remember, you still come to the same point. You still have to make the same decision when it comes to money. So one way or the other, you're going to respect it or check it, okay? So when we think about the prequel to sequel to success, we have to ask ourselves, pursue knowledge and wisdom so that the money enters your life, you're prepared to face its responsibilities. Again, more money, more problems. Or you have to learn how to use your resources and continue to build on top of that great fortune instead of having a great misfortune if you're full in money, okay? So, failures are lessons that are hard to forget. When you have little to lose, a misstep is merely an error, but when you have much on the line, a mistake can cost you a downfall. So, think about this in this illumination on page 49. That means that we have to learn that through the fire, through every little things that we go through in life, hardships or not, we have to learn how to manage our money and money matters. That's the reason why I do Money Matters programs, because I have learned over a period of time, even through my hardships and even through economic strife, coercive control, all kind of different things. I learned how to overcome my hardship by being resourceful, meaning even if I was on a fixed income, I still learned how to, what they say, the power of being broke or the power of overcoming hardship or the power of using resources and using that resource on top of that resource to gain more resources and not being a fool in her money soon parted, but being a wise soul and learning how to gain that resource and learning how to spread the money until I can gain the wealth. So do you guys understand that? The reason why I tell you guys it's so important to do this is that no matter what level you're on, if you have a mass amount of fortune, fame, and things like that that's bestowed upon you, and we're going to get into that in the illumination later on, which will be on page 27, is for you guys to understand how important it is. But we're going to go into a level of the layered love that I'm trying to give you guys. So that's what I mean by love and light. Love is the friendship that caught fire. It is quite understanding, mutual confidence, and sharing and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. So nobody's perfect. So that's what I mean by getting to the better version of yourself. Once you realize that you're going to the better version of yourself, you're allowed to make mistakes. One thing about I am that I really love, and I want you guys to understand this, so that you guys understand that with I am, I learned how to love myself even more than I already did. And once you fall in love with the self, you're Christos, I am illuminated one. You begin to learn that you're not perfect. You begin to learn that you have to forgive the self. You have to begin to share the self. There's nothing wrong with sharing little things like that, little nuggets, things that people can learn from. But the thing is, don't overshare. But we share enough for people to shed light and continue to spread love and light. So I want you guys to understand through good and bad times, I had to learn how to do that and master the journey and be okay. Because sometimes it was just like, this sucks. I wasn't a happy camper. It felt like sitting in the desert, and I was like, oh God, when is this going to be over? Is life done yet? And there's days where I just sat there and I said to myself, like, when is my hardship going to be over? I found that life is going to be lessons, not just hardship. So sometimes everything's not a hardship. Sometimes it's just a freaking lesson you just hate to learn. All right. So in settling for less than perfection and making allowance for human weaknesses, I learned not to drive myself nuts. Okay. And I learned one thing about this in teaching and also in business. There is no right way to do business except for learning from the best and the people who failed 1,000 times to finally won. Okay, so when I picked up that book, which I thought was interesting, I think I have it over here. If not, I will get it to you guys later. It's Damon John's The Power of Being Broke. I got this back in 2018 when I bought it. And I remember when I sat down and I was reading the book and I was reading stories from people like Catherine Zeta-Jones, Wendy Williams, and all other different kind of people in the book. And there was things about disabled people who actually overcame. And it inspired me to get it together, to think about what is it I'm going through this fire right now? What am I going through, in this hardship right now? What is the lesson? What is the journey? What is it that I need to be doing so that I can look at this lesson as a learning lesson and have bulletproof motivation, okay? Which is what we're going to be getting into this month. And I want you guys to understand how important it is for us to set the tone with that. Because if we don't, we lose our passion, our motivation, our self-discipline, things we talked about last month. That's why I said it's a double header, because I wanted to make sure that we go into these months and these weeks and these years and a level of daily illumination on top of that. So we're making sure that we have success rituals, success formulas, and things that I've done. So as you guys see me in my glow up, and as you guys see me become a little bit better and with the power to do more with Talk Radio Diva, you guys will be able to understand that love is a friendship with the self first, illuminated self first, and your better version of self. It takes a lot of shadow work. It takes a lot of, oh, that didn't work. Oh, this sucks. Oh, it takes a lot of that. It takes a lot of imperfections to be a perfect imperfection, okay? Then on top of that, we have to learn how to settle for less and do more with less and then become more resourceful. So that's what we talked about, the growth model and things like that, things that we talked about last year. So this has been evolution of a series and finally getting to where I wanted to be with it. So hopefully you guys will, go along, get along, and we'll get to learn each other and love and light always, okay? Again, with the illuminations and the First Testament. So let's go into page 39. Ann Landers, love is a friendship that has caught fire. It has quite understanding, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for weaknesses. So I want to go over that with you guys. Okay. And I'll give you guys my take on the book reading. So again, this is by Ann Landers, and this is the page. Love at first sight is rarely more than lust, a powerful attraction but a weak foundation. Desire is fleeting and unpredictable. Like a torch in the wind, can its flame survive the battering of failures, disagreements, mistrust, and hardship? You know what? I think this is interesting. We'll have this conversation because I've been through that. I met someone who sparked a level of breakthrough while I was going through hardship. We went through some things, ups and downs, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But I wanted to make sure we broke down this part because that person, although I was pissed with them, taught me everything and loved my soul even when I didn't know how to love myself 100%. Although I loved myself, but to be in love with myself and truly, truly, truly know what I deserved. When I met this man, I truly, truly learned I deserved a lot more. And then on top of that, he showed me and taught me and treated me like a princess. And there's plenty of times where, he taught me things that nobody else did. So that kind of man is rare. Okay, and that was my best friend. Okay. And one thing about it, they say sometimes you fall in love with your best friend, and sometimes you do. It doesn't mean it's reciprocated, but the thing is, I learned that he says, I'll always unconditionally love you. And I said, I'll always unconditionally love you. It's better to have unconditional love than just fleeting love because that oxytocin and then, the norepinephrine, all that wears off. But true love is, it never dies. Okay. So that's a true love story. So when you can say that you can love someone, even if they're not with you, and you want to see them have the best, even if they're not with you, that's true love. So I want you guys to understand that. So can its flame survive the battering of failures, disagreements, mistrust, and hardship? It can if you truly love each other. So my whole thing is someday I'll meet my first incredible true love, which means that we have a 7-to-1 ratio in life, okay? You have 7 people to 1 person of meeting a true love in your life. So that means your soulmate can be 7 people in your lifetime. So it means that my soulmate will come around and will be just like my best friend, but incredibly better and even more. All right. So with that being said, I will have a person who is forgiving, loving, confident, and makes me feel confident, loves to share with me, loves to be vulnerable with me, and is very forgiving and very kind. And even through hardship, will take me to the next step of greatness. And that takes a greater amount of love is when you have real love. Okay. Some of you guys wouldn't know it if you Google it. All right. But when you know what love is and you've seen it, just like I saw my aunt and uncle over a period of time, and with it being February, I figured this would be a good one to expound on because you're going to go through failures, you're going to go through hardships, you're going to go through a lot of battery in a marriage, a relationship, but true love wins. True love never dies because that true love is going to love you no matter what you do. That true love is never going to not have unconditional love. That true love is going to have unconditional love, and their love is timeless. So I want to make sure all of you lovers out there in the house, heart, happy Valentine's Day early for everybody who's celebrating Valentine's Day. I'm anti-Valentine's because I've never really had a true Valentine. So we all know how I am. All right. So here's the second part of this illumination. Can its flame survive the battering and failures of disagreements, mistrust, and hardship? Will it continue to burning through the harshest times, or will it vanish, leaving its carriers lost in the darkness? No, when you truly love someone, you'll never stop loving them. Your love never dies for them, no matter what, because it's just like my aunt and uncle. They were married for like 35 plus years. They showed me what love is. My other aunt and uncle, they did the same thing. My cousins, they've been married for like 30, 40 years. That is a true testament of love because they went through hardships, they went through the fire, they went through everything. They went through every last level of failure, disagreements, all kind of different things. They went through trust and hardship and, damages to their trust. But the true love won in the first place because they loved each other and they got to know each other and they were friends first. And that's part of love. So I want to make sure everybody in the daily illuminations gets some love guru, love doctor tips and tricks, okay? I didn't take me seriously through the laughter. I got a lot of noxious, unwanted opinion, but I love them still because at the end of the day, we have to learn to love people, even in our heart. We have critics that are unqualified to criticize us, all right? So, with that being said, we have to learn how to have confidence and begin to share and forgive. And, having the grace and learning grace and being professional, I've learned how to professionally ignore unwarranted criticism. I don't know what it means. All right, so we're all good. But when it comes down to love, your best critic is your husband. It is your best friend. It is the person that really, really wants to see the best for you, even if it's not with him. So, do you understand what I mean by husbands and wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, fiancés, and things like that? Just those of you who are considering divorce, consider marriage counseling. Think about it before you decide to divorce. And then on top of that, if you've been through hardships or things that have caused your trust to go wayward and things like that, ask yourself, when I first met this person, what did I fall in love with? Did you fall in love with the body or did you fall in love with the mind? Did you fall in love with the spirit or did you fall in love with, certain different things, the sex or whatever? But ask yourself, do I trust this person? Do I love this person? Do I unconditionally love this person? If you have to think about it, then maybe you need counseling. And then if you already know that you love that person, then you know that you still need counseling, but you know it's worth it. So you guys, I want you guys to understand that in love and friendship and allowances for human weaknesses. We all fall prey to weaknesses, but it's less than perfection that allows us to have that weakness to perfect things, including marriage, relationships, or dating. So friendship is of the strongest bond of love. So that's what I meant by it's best to be friends first before you marry someone or date someone or get to know them in the sense of love and relationships. Because once that love potion number 9 wears off, do you still love them? It's kind of like, do you love me? Do you miss me? So when we think about all these different things, we think about the bond of love. We think about when it's meshed with attraction, it pulls together lives with the pieces of home. So a house is not a home without someone that loves you, right? Or success is not successful without someone to share it, correct? So when we think about all of these things, beauty and riches are only of polished exteriors that captivate when all is calm, but forgotten when lightning strikes or hardship strikes. We think about all these things as the winds batter the house and takes time and takes its toll, okay? But the outside begins to fade. Just like beauty, just like handsomeness, your looks begin to fade, but your love is timeless. You still remember the person you fell in love with. If you guys watch the movie The Notebook, that's an example of true love, where a man reads a story to his wife who has Alzheimer's dementia and literally reads her the notebook to bring her back to the time that they fell in love. So I want you guys to understand how important that is. So that daily illumination is something good. So page 39. The color loses its shine. The house and the beauty loses its glow. But even in the most violent of tempests, a strong foundation can weather life's many storms and protect those who find shelter in its unity. So think about unity, abundance, and advancement. You cannot have unity, abundance, and advancement without a happy home or happy wife, happy life, happy husband, okay, or happy life, happy fiance, and things like that, vice versa. All right, so it doesn't matter what the sex is, it just matters as long as you have a unified, abundant, advanced home. And it starts with order in the home and love in the home, okay? So I want you guys to learn from that, and that's page 39, okay? And that's my interpretation of that. So let's go into the next part. We're getting there. Told you guys. Just one moment, guys. Gals and all. Let's get into what I thought about these other two. We're going to work our way backwards because I think it would be important to say the best for last. And again, you can get the daily illuminations recordings and pre-recordings and things like that. You'll be able to get them on Twitter Spaces, Facebook Meta Live, and as well as Twitch and YouTube as well. So you guys can get the instant replays there. The live shows are on YouTube. And hopefully we'll have Instagram, a TV link with the actual company that I deal with. I've already suggested it, so we can have that on Instagram as well. So we're going to go to page 27. Okay, fame usually comes to those who are thinking of something about, here it is. I got that one. Page 27 is fame usually comes to those who are thinking about something else. Okay, so when we think about that, what does that mean? That's a good question. I find page 27 very interesting. Okay, because I'm neither famous and I've never looked for fame or fortune. Okay, although I'm related to people who are. It doesn't matter. Their fame and their fortune is separate from me. Okay, I'm an individual of the self. My I am core illuminated self as a regular, average, everyday Jane. Okay, Joe and Jane. All right. So when we think about this, As a cisgender female, I believe it's great responsibility. It would be incredible to become famous. However, it comes with great responsibility, more required cultivation, grace, and becoming even greater version of the self. So I want you guys to understand where this is coming from. So let's go to page 27 of this book. All right. So fame usually comes to those who are thinking about something else. Of course. And that's by Oliver Wendell Holmes. The successful do not dwell on the opinions of reporters and fanatics. To the famous, fame is merely a side effect of their great achievements or hard work or overcoming hardships. Okay? Flashing lights and cameras are tools of the trade, windows for the public to gaze through as they search for people and things to seize their attention. Fame is simply a pedestal lifting up objects for others to desire or achieve or want to strive to achieve. Seekers of fame rarely find good fortune. Instead, choose to create something that will be desired by many. They will lift you up in the heights of prominence on their own shoulders. Just one moment, you guys. Okay. So, again, like I said, with that illumination, we have to begin to build further from our prior levels of the illuminations we went over just a minute ago. Okay. I think we can all elevate and cultivate and keep going in a better direction. And as I told you, this is my purpose when we do our daily illuminations. Let this be a reminder that we all have greater influence. We all have a great ability to achieve and reach the masses, okay? It's easy to let fame and fortune change us mentally, as well as even success to change us mentally. But to be humble, we have to remember the self, okay? And let me remind everyone to stay grounded. If you are chosen to a higher calling, let your mark shed light and build others in the process as you build a foundation on a pyramid of hardship and things that are thrown at you to build a foundation on the bricks that are thrown at you every day. As you overcome, as you build, as you illuminate and become a greater version of the self. Okay? So when we think about all of this, I want to go into my thoughts about it. And I think this is quite interesting. Flashing lights and cameras are often going to be part of the side effects of requirements. However, it puts a famous person on another level. Okay. So when we think about all of this, to lead and influence and cultivate the masses and things like that. So when we think about the shed light and lighten those that cross their paths, this is a greater calling and a higher calling for anybody that gets into fame, fortune, or a level of platform fame, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Meta Live, or anything like that. We all have a great responsibility as content creators, okay? So as you elevate in life, you have the opportunity, and if it's given to you or you're a chosen one, to get that opportunity. Fame is not owed, fortune is not owed to anyone. This is given, it can be taken away, just like our platforms. So we have to remember that when we're out here and doing things, okay? So fame is the pedestal lifting us all up for a greater purpose in our chosen calling, okay? Seekers of fame barely or rarely find good fortune. Here's the reason why. Because when you're desperate for fame and fortune, you'll have a great downfall because a fool in his and her money is soon parted. So remember, even if you are wanting fame and fortune, remember it comes with great influence, great responsibility. You have a level and layer of influence that's above other people. So treat it with respect, kindness, and devotion and divination as you go along and you grow on your platforms, whether you're famous or not, whether you know famous people. Remember to stay humble, stay mindful, stay grounded. Okay. When we think about our growth and our elevation, you have to think about, you know, it's something that is a layer of work. It takes a lot of, if you're chosen to call, remember humbleness, gratefulness, gracefulness, mindfulness are hidden requirements. Remember, you will obtain many people's attention, but having the respect of others is your higher purpose. And think about what I'm saying here. You having the respect of others is better than being well liked, okay? Having the level and layer of when you walk in the room, you're not worried if people like you. You make sure that people respect you. They feel your light, they feel your presence, they feel your great influence. So don't abuse it. So I want you guys to understand all of this. So as we're talking in these manifestations and daily illuminations for the soul. And again, you'll obtain plenty of people's attention on any platform if you're a content creator. But remember, as you're getting that attention, don't let it change you. Never get so arrogant that you can't be taken off of the platform. Never get so ahead of yourself or so bigger than yourself that you think it's okay to hurt and harm others that are going and growing on the platforms. Each one of us has plenty of space to be on these platforms and present our content. So my best thing for anybody, whether you're famous or non-famous, or if you're dealing with famous people, remember, we're all playing on different levels with different devils, but make sure that you're not doing the devilment, okay? But having respect for others is our highest purpose to lead the masses, even as content creators. And those of you who have potential to be famous and fortunate to be the chosen ones out there to do things at a higher calling in life, I wish you well. I wish you all abundance, advancement, unity, and being able to lead and influence the masses and have a good time doing it. And enjoy yourself, but never overdose in incompetence and overconfidence in the self. Always leave room for a moment of weakness, a moment of reciprocity, a moment of learning. And as you become more cultured and you become more poised, enlightened, and as you grow to elevate like a rose cultured in a garden, you know that your environment is going to change, your mindset is going to change, and the path that you choose leads you to a greater calling. So that's what I meant by fame and fortune has a great responsibility. Okay? But the transformation to get there is very much so a bed of thorns and a crown of thorns that often is heavier than what we think. And carrying, however, let me remind most of you guys that this goes into the last part, which is really important. Lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. I'll give you the page for that. And we're almost done, you guys. That would be page 19. We just got through with page 27. Here we go. This is the perfect one. I want you guys to take a look at it. All right. So this is one I found that I absolutely, truly adored, and I really liked. And let's go back into the last parts about fame and fortune. Fame usually comes to those who are thinking about something else. That means you have to become valuable or worth more than weight than gold. And you've become more priceless as a person. You've become a little bit more priceless and begin to uplift others. By uplifting others, never overdosing in overconfidence, set your mindset to build confidence in others. So that's what I meant by that, okay? And as people lift you up in the heights of prominence on their shoulders, remember those who consider worker ants build you to that height of prominence, importance. Fame is a privilege, so is content creation. And it's also given to, and it can also be taken away. So this is a reminder to remain humble and continue to build others as you go. Okay? And you will surprise yourself as you move along in your path and in your destination and in your journey and trusting the process that's required at the point. And begin to not care about the opinions of others and the criticism of others is the first step to evolving. And someday, some of you guys will become greater, bigger brands and greater, bigger influencers and content creators. I wish you all well. So, in that, we're going to go into page 19. The life of a sheep is easier than the life of a lion. Sheep are given food and water freely by the shepherd, protected from predators, and threats by shelters they did not build. So think about what that's saying. Okay, but those comforts bind the sheep into slavery. The sheep are bred to be weaker of mind and body, but to require the shepherd's protection so greatly that they can be free of chains but never stray. They're a lifetime of servitude, one that is comfortable but ends at the shepherd's whim. Okay? So when we think about all of this, we have to think about what this says. Sheep are given food and water freely by their shepherd, protected from predators. I want to make sure that was corrected, okay? But the sheep did not build it, okay? So you have to think they depend on the shepherd. So now here's where the ruse is here. Lions have no master, okay? Through the lion must hunt for its own food and search for its own shelter or build its own shelter. It is free to roam where it desires and requires permission from no one. So it follows any path it chooses. The sheep may yell in an echoing multitude, but the lion's roar will silence that in an instant. So we're going to break this down, okay? And this will be the last part. As you rise to the occasion and your transformation, let me remind you guys to trust the process. It's easier said than done. And again, lions don't lose their sleep over the opinions of sheep, okay? So when we think about this, it is a bumpy road along the way until your journey gets to a little smoother with time and practice. So I thought that this daily illumination was befitting with the other ones because we have to begin to carry ourselves. We have to begin to carry ourselves with that of the crown of a lion instead of the crown of thorns. That remains so heavy as we trust our process, as we evolve from sheeple to becoming lions, raw. So when we think about this, we think about our crown remains heavy until we get used to it. We order our steps, we guide our tongue. And as we trust our process, we evolve. And as we grow and become great, better versions of ourselves, our illuminated, abundant self, our advanced self, our resourceful self, our whole abundant self, I am, okay? And Christos means illuminated one. I want this to be a stark reminder to anybody, whether you're famous or non-famous, you all matter. We all matter. And even if you have a value, whether you're famous, and whether you are famous or non-famous, never look down on your nose at anyone because everybody has to start somewhere. And you have to consider no one is beneath you, okay? No one's beneath anyone else. You have a greater calling if you're famous or if you are a content creator or you are a great influence on a platform. So we are all charged with a different responsibility, okay? And, I want you guys to understand that last but not least, a lion is that of the same as a shepherd. A shepherd leads the sheep, okay? A lion leads the pack. The choice is you have to choose what direction you're going and how you influence. Either you are a sheep or you're a lion. Each one has its own value. I choose to be a lion and choose to illuminate, elevate, and cultivate, okay? So thinking cultivates the mind. And just as you're given fame and fortune, it can be taken away. Just like you're given a platform, it can be taken away overnight. I want this to be a stark reminder to anyone in that echelon to remember nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you your position that you have in life. Cherish it. It is to lead with integrity, morality, and welfare, and within other people's minds. As you begin to elevate and cultivate your mind, you begin to learn, and then you begin to teach. Okay? So those are my thoughts on that and the illumination of the day. Because the illuminations from the other day, I wanted to make sure that we did a 4-part series, a 4-part illumination for the soul. Because again, lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Again, it can be found on page 19 of the Illuminations. Okay? Wisdoms from the various minds. So I wanted to make sure we understood the prior days of the daily illumination. Lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Author unknown, that's page 19. And, I want to make sure that you guys understand that anybody that's chosen to a higher calling, make sure that you cherish it. You don't take it for granted. And never look down your nose at anyone else because as quick as you got it, you can lose it. The same as quick as you got a platform, you can lose it. So that is all for today. I'm going to make sure that you guys understand that these recordings are for you guys to replay, learn, develop, and build yourself back better. With the power to do more with Talk Radio Diva, and as well as daily illuminations for the soul, and heart to everybody, including my baby beacons and things like that. Anybody that's a beacon of I am, I want you guys to understand I am an IAM beacon. I'm learning how to have a beacon of light. I shed light, I bring light, and I spread it. So anytime somebody tries to pull my candles out, I just go say, here I am. It's me. Did you miss me? All right. So I just had to come back with a 4-part series, Illumination for the Soul today. So I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys learned something from it. And we're also going to do some live coaching. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight. It depends on how I feel, but I want to make sure we did the illumination because I was slacking. Sorry. So I want you guys to enjoy it. Hope you guys did. And again, this is the daily illumination for the soul. And this is the 4-part series. You can catch the replays on Twitter Spaces, Vigo, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook Meta Live, as well as YouTube. And I think there's one more. Just one moment. Yeah, I got it wrong. And Clubhouse. Oh, yeah, Clubhouse. So these are our building sessions. And again, we're going to take a deeper walk into our path and our journey and for the better version of ourselves. And part of this is illuminating and elevating the better version of our I am illuminated self. Okay. So the only other thing I want you guys to do is like, share, and subscribe to this live and the instant replays. Tell me how you liked it. And I want to tell you guys something. Thanks for being a valued viewer. I just look forward to more excellent subscribers and viewership like yours. And subscribers, likes, and shares are a big part of my platform. And take a quick moment to hit the like button, share button, and subscribe button to all notifications button. And as well, tell a friend or family member. And because I'd love if my future viewers and subscribers could hear about your experience firsthand with the daily illuminations, or watching my podcast, watching my channel, and getting to know your host, Cece, and firsthand and first and foremost. And in conjunction with IMCC Coaching, Talk Radio, and Talk Radio Productions, please make sure that anytime that you want to book your interviews and requests and bookings, you can mail at talkradiodiva.com. And you are welcome to email us and do the contact us, as well as any type of illuminations and libations for the daily illuminations. You may hit my tip jar on Twitter Spaces and whatnot, and you are welcome to do that on Don Diva Coaching, IMCC Coaching, or Talk Radio Diva. And you're more than welcome to do that on Don Diva Enterprises. My tip jar is open on Twitter. And if anything else, make sure you book your appointments at imcc.com or IMCC Coaching for regular IMers. For the specialty appointments for people who've gone through trauma, PTSD, and things like that, you can go to imcc.com. And for non-IMers, you're still welcome at downdivacoaching.com and teamworld.online for children, adolescents, and adults. My baby's heart. So, again, all rights reserved, copyright 2022. And I want you guys to understand my content is my content. Do not steal it, do not restream it unless I allow you to do so. And that's it. And I have only a couple of questions for you guys. And I want you guys to actually answer those questions as well. What has worked for you so far in your daily illumination? What hasn't? What did you learn from today's illumination? What else do you need in order to reach your goals to become more illuminated, advanced, abundant? And then what choices did you make to achieve your goals daily and change and habit change success rituals and success formula? And what are your 3 biggest priorities for the rest of this year? And are your goals still inspiring yourself? Are they leading you to a greater version of yourself? And what might need to change? And in the community link, tell me what you plan to do to make the following tips and tricks or different things in learning process of the daily illuminations and illuminations for the soul. And also tell me in the community tab what you learned as far as in your future, steps and breakthrough and becoming more illuminated and whatnot. And also enter to win the I am hashtag giveaway, as I told you guys. And that's that one. Just a moment. We'll be doing those giveaways for different things, like I showed you guys. And I'll just show it to you just again. What you can win. You can win services for book covers and whatnot, especially if you guys have content, or if you need me to do ebooks for you, I can. And those are examples, and you can book me on Fiverr. But on the I am hashtag giveaway, you get those free services, and I'm willing to do that for you guys. And here's another one of another type of service. We will do logos and content creation in that manner, and those are examples of different type of logos that we do. And when you enter the giveaway, you can get a free logo done. Or you may get some type of service done for free. And that is the IAM hashtag big giveaway. It's great for YouTubers, Facebook Live, or Instagram, Bigo, YouTube, content creators, and things like that. And we have well over 2,500 designs worth over $20,000. Choose your style. So these are the options that you can choose from. And we do also magazine covers as well. So if you guys need anything like that, and if you enter the IAM hashtag giveaway with the pound IAM or IAM somebody hashtag or IMCC coaching, you're more than welcome to get entered to win, and you will get in the raffle, and I'll announce the winner the next time. Okay. Also, you may also get free business services or a mentoring session. To become a successful content creator and a successful business at it. As I do have my bachelor's degree in business and business management and brand management. And these are examples of logos that you would get, quality logos. So I wanted you guys to understand that I mean business and I do business. And in the daily illuminations, I learned how to become resourceful, especially when I went through my own hardship. And I want to share this with you guys, and then we're gone for today. We've been on an hour, so. I want you guys to understand, as a businesswoman and as an autistic high-functioning mother, it was very hard for me. I went through a lot of things most people would have quit a long time ago, but I didn't. I decided to stand up on my own 2 feet. I decided to become the better version of myself. I had a lot of people who were agents of saboteur and provocateur. We all know my story. But I want to share the story authentically for you guys to understand that it's not easy. I was embarrassed plenty of times. There's plenty of times I was humiliated. There's plenty of times that I would have valued someone's opinion, but I stopped. So when I elevated from just being a sheeple, I elevated to becoming a lion. I became a lion and I heard myself roar. I said, I know what I'm doing. I love myself. I live my truth. I live in authenticity, and I'm going to move forward no matter what bricks have been tossed at me. How many people live in glass houses, and he who throws the first stone. So you guys understand that. So I had to call on God, and I said to myself, I'm going to overcome this. I am going to get to the better version of myself. I'm going through hardships. I've gone through things that would break anybody emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, mentally. I lost hope at one point in time, but I said to myself, I am going to recover. I am somebody. I am a good mother. I am a good coach. I am a good inspiration. I am a great content creator. So I had to believe in myself before anybody else. And I set the tone of how respect is going to go. That's what lions do. So I moved from a sheeple to a lion. So in all that, I wanted to make sure you guys understood that, because I'm neither famous and I neither look for fame or fortune. But the thing is, on the way to success rituals, success formulas, I want to make sure on the foundation of bricks that were thrown at me that I stand on top of that pyramid and I say, I am a lion. Hear me roar. I am somebody. So that's it for today. I hope you guys like this daily illumination. Subscribe, like, and share. And thank you guys for coming. I'm going to take you out of here with some good music, and you guys have a nice day.